seeing how much reach we have. I don't want to pull a computer.
Today's regular season matchup will feature the visiting Durham Lords and your George Brown Huskies. George Brown College is located on the traditional territory of the Mississauga Credit First Nation and other indigenous peoples from the here over time. We're grateful to share this land and street people who learn, work, and live in the community and are engaged to compete in sports together. We now ask that if you are able, please rise to the playing of our national anthem.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon. My name is Connor Gillen. I'll be on commentary, and we have Evan Crane here doing color.
Yeah, thanks, Connor. I'm excited to be here. It's a big night for both teams here, both winless so far. So somebody's going to walk away this afternoon with first one of the season.
Sounds good. It should be an interesting game. We've got Durham College. They have a bit of a paint presence, but there's two 6-foot-plus players on George Brown. And then we have the first basket there.
Yeah, that was number 15, Dawkins. She leads the team in field goal percentage with 50 so far this season. Been pretty impressive in the first 3 games.
Moving the ball around the arc there. We have a 3 attempt, and it is out of play.
Bounced off the top of the backboard there. Unlucky bounce.
Some of them go that way. All right, we're inbounding the ball here. Right now we have Jordan Dawkins with the ball. She's a 4-year starter. Some good ball movement here. An attempt from 3, and it's good.
Wow, look at that ball movement. The passing game by the Huskies there. Too much to keep up with.
Nothing but net. We're pressing hard on their end. A little bit of an errant pass. We keep it in bounds there. She's getting doubled now.
Double, wow. The defense, too much. Oh, and the steal.
All right, we got a bit of a fast break now. Attempt from 3. Moving up the court, we have got Durham. That'll be Michaela Hawkins bringing the ball up court. Foul on the play.
That foul right there was on Michaela Hawkins, number 3 for the Huskies.
Bit of a fast-paced game so far.
Yeah, so far lots of fast breaks, back and forth action.
Looking
5-0 Huskies as we sit right now.
No doubt both teams are looking to establish a rhythm, but for now we have a little bit of organized chaos. First free throw is good. Right now we have Beatrice Johnson from the line. Second attempt here. It's all about the ritual.
Everybody's got their own, Connor. Whatever
And
works.
Swish. All right, now we have George Brown bringing the ball up the court. Surveying.
Great ball movement again. This might be a trend we see all
There's
game.
an attempt from 3. And a
That
rebound.
one's no good. Rebound.
George Brown maintains possession, but there's a dispute from Durham. Attempt from 3, and it's no good. Georgian bringing it up the court. Now we have Jacqueline Valencia passes it out. Oh, steal.
Steal again.
All right, now we got Telia Campbell bringing it up the court. Little outlet pass there. Brings it back into the paint, out to the arc. And a mid-range. You don't see as much of that anymore. A bit of a lost art.
Looked like a deep floater teardrop shot. She got the foul. She goes to the line. Looking to sink 2 here. Make him pay for that one.
First attempt here, we have Sarah Jane LaPlante, who leads the team in scoring.
Yeah, she's averaging 15.5 points per game. She misses the first one. You know she wants that one back.
That won't be one of her 15, but we've got another attempt here. And rebound. All right, they maintain possession.
Both miss. They get the ball back.
We'll pass into the paint. Nice distribution.
And
We
another
have
foul for the Huskies there, Connor.
there we go.
This is going to need to be something they crack down on soon.
You don't want to get too many of those too soon. We got a substitute coming in. And it is number 4 on George Brown, Zune Michael. For my apologies.
Looking
Back
to
with
change
George
things
Brown.
up here. Make a little bit of difference here. They take out Hawkins.
Oh, we got an open player. Back on the arc. Bringing it in the mid-range. Outlet pass. Storms the paint and
Another
steal.
Steal for the Lords. Another fast break as well.
Oh,
Dawkins is back on defense. That's nice D right there.
nice collecting attempt, but the D swarmed her. There we go. A little bit of contact on the way in. Rebound Durham.
That's just the power down low you're going to see from Parker all game.
A little bit of Kyrie Irving action there with the work in the paint. Nice layup attempt.
And there's
All
that
right,
ball
open
movement.
three. And rebound. Durham gets possession.
Durham's getting a little lucky here, getting away with leaving some players wide open beyond the arc.
And now we have Telia Campbell. Seems to be the main ball handler on this team. Would make sense as she leads the team in assists. Coming up the court now, we have George Brown back to the arc. And another steal. We're going to be probably seeing George Brown have a word on their ball possession if the timeout comes.
That one, I believe, was called a foul. The Huskies will retain possession on this one, I believe.
Ferocious defense. All right, it ball's in bounds. Sending it into the paint and rebound.
That one's off. The Lords are going to rebound again. Full court press, look at that.
Nice.
Back out Dawkins.
More steal attempts. Looks like that will be a reach. Travel. Forgive me, viewing audience.
Both teams still looking to find their groove in this game.
Sarah Jane LaPlante sends the ball back to Telia. Storm into the paint and block.
What a block.
What a play.
Jamie Foreman with the block down low in the paint there. And that's really where the Huskies have the advantage there, is the height and the size over the Durham Lords. They're going to look to exploit that size difference in this one.
Kathy Orlana inbounds the ball. Back to Sarah Jane. Nice pass into the paint.
What a pass, but can't get the finish there down low. LaPlante doing
more
everything
fast
she can
breaks.
to get her teammates involved.
We're going to settle down and collect ourselves here. Attempt from three, and it's good.
There we go. We got some more points on the board there. After a lot of missed opportunities for the Huskies, that's got to be good for their adrenaline there.
That will be Zune Michael with an incredible three ball. Almost a block attempt.
That's going to be a foul.
Is there a foul there? We do have one.
That's going to be 3 shots from the line.
Foul on the Huskies on the court. Substitution for the Huskies. Number 8, Nicole Bigelow. Substitution for the Huskies. Number 4.
All right, here we have Tanya Hutchinson with 3 attempts from the line.
We got some substitutions for the Huskies in as well. Number 8, Nicole Talo. And Oma Nakogi are going to come into this one for the Huskies.
All right, next attempt. Rebound, and
second chance opportunity.
They
won't go. They
maintain
get
possession
the ball back.
twice.
Wow.
Seem to be reorganizing themselves, coming into the paint, and out of bounds.
And they threw away a golden opportunity there. 2 missed opportunities, but a rebound on both. And they just couldn't get it done.
Coming up the court now, we have Jayceline Valencia.
Wow, what a move down low.
And with the foul, that will send Oman Okoji to the line. First attempt here. And it's good. Second attempt is no good. Back to Sarah Jane. Telia sends the ball to Aisha Lewis and back to Telia. Back to Sarah Jane. She's storming the paint. She's not afraid to enter that territory today. Outlet pass, fast break. Nice pass up into the paint and out of bounds.
Just can't handle it as she goes out of bounds on that one. The pass just a little bit out of her reach.
Incredible effort, but the defense did close that window quickly. Now we've got Telia Campbell inbounding the ball. She'll go back to Sarah Jane. I think these two work together often.
Yeah, you can tell Durham likes to have the ball in LaPlante's hands. She leads the team in points. She's the heart and soul here.
Celia back
Anytime
to
they
our
can get her
assist
open.
leader here.
And
Oh,
the
nice
plant, what
move
a
there to
shifty
enter the
move.
paint. And it's good. That will be Sarah Jane LaPlante with the bucket.
You'll see many more just like that this game as we go further on into it.
Jacqueline Valencia brings the ball back up court. Oh, she's setting something up here.
Oh, in the tumble down there. Loses the ball.
Celia Campbell to Sarah Jane.
Oh, doesn't go.
You know, it seems here, despite the height advantage, it seems George Brown is actually enjoying taking attempts from the arc this game.
Yeah, that does seem to be that way. They like their three ball. The ball movement's seeing a lot of their players wide open, though, so they're going to exploit it while they can.
That may change as we now have Oman Okoji getting ready in the paint. She's calling for a ball.
And you can see she's just towering over everybody else down there in the paint.
And she's using that height advantage. Nice block. Looks like Sarah Jane got a hand on that one.
And the plant, you can see she's just hustling all over the court this game. You know, back and forth, defense and offense.
Some tight defense. Nice pick there. And a foul.
Steal goes out of bounds. The Huskies defense really on the Lords today.
Sarah Jane LaPlante to inbound the ball. Some nice distribution again in a three attempt. No good. Rebound, and
Wow,
that is
second
good.
chance opportunity. They had to throw it up because of the shot clock.
That will be Aisha Lewis with the bucket. She also leads the team in rebounds.
And the Huskies lead dwindles. They call a timeout here, going to talk things over.
We've got a 9-8 game. Huskies take a timeout as they look to maintain that lead.
What do you think the coach is going over in that huddle there?
Maybe what we mentioned earlier about trying to sneak their way into the paint more, or sneak may not be the word. They may need to force their way into the paint. If you can't get there with finesse and passes, sometimes you just have to post up and back them down.
It's true, they have the size in the court right now. They just, need to start exploiting that size difference.
Size is an incredible asset as long as you know how to use it and manipulate the floor.
Both defenses seem to be very active. I'll say that. A lot of steals this game already. Double teams, locking down the star players early.
We seem to be settling in. Looks like Durham College is getting a bit more of their rhythm. Meanwhile, we have George Brown working on the fast breaks. Teams look to take the floor as the timeout period is over. Appears George Brown is a little slower to get out of their huddle as they have made some substitutions.
No reason to rush. Take your time here. They are inbounding the ball.
Michaela Hawkins takes the ball up court.
It'll be Valencia.
That is Valencia. Forgive me.
Down low to the paint, the size, puts it up and it's good.
And with the foul, that's exactly what we were just talking about. You think we were in their huddle?
Maybe we got eyes on the inside there, Connor. We called it perfectly there. Give us credit to us.
Viewers at home can thank us for the insider trading on that information.
It'll be a Kogi here. One shot for the end, 1 3-point play.
Attempt is up. And it's good.
Wow.
Looked like a little Kawhi shot the way it bounced off the rim, comes straight down like that. Sarah Jane inbounds the ball. Back to Sarah Jane. Playing a little bit of give and go here. And it continues.
The defense for the Huskies continues to be super active all over the place.
Some nice switching on the defense for George Brown here. She swarmed her on that shot attempt.
And the rebound goes to the Huskies. Fast break the other way. Pass is
And another steal, and she keeps it in bounds. Nice long pass, and that one sails in court, out of bounds.
Back-to-back long passes that were just too out of reach for the players there. Maybe time to take a nice deep breath, slow the game down a little bit.
Sometimes I count to 10.
Didn't know you could do that.
When the situation calls for it. Patrolling the arc now. A little post up there. Back handoff to the arc. Storms the paint on the baseline, and it's good.
Look at that, Connor. They continue to force their way down low, exploiting the size difference, as we said.
Where would they be if they hadn't taken our advice?
That's it.
Nice ball distribution there for Durham. Nice pick. Back into the paint. She's wide open. Oh, nice attempt, but misses her own rebound there.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that did go off a George Brown player, so it will still be Lord's ball.
Here we've got Telia Campbell inbounding the ball. Oh, nice little deflection there.
And the Huskies are going to take it.
Jacqueline Valencia passes it up court, and we have a basket.
Wow.
That will be Nicole Talo.
It's that defense transition into the fast break game that the Huskies do so well.
They're doing a good job of getting in front of these passes and getting some rise as they get launched. It's creating a bit more of an arc in their passing and time to get under it on the other end. Rebound here. Back to Jacqueline Valencia.
The Lord's still trying to figure something out. Get some kind of offense going in this game.
Another high pass. Sometimes the situation calls for it. Into the paint and a basket.
Wow. And Akogi is just going off this game here.
It seems they've found their formula.
They cannot stop her in the paint.
Telia Campbell.
And the Huskies know it.
Out to Kathy Orlena. And now the ball goes to Tania Hutchinson. Oh, I'm a few behind. Back to Telia Campbell. She passed out to the arc. 3 attempts. No good.
And that shot won't go as time dwindles down here in the first.
There's those rebounds. It appears the height is assisting her in that effort.
That normally does help.
Yes, I'm full of astute observations today.
The ball moving for the Huskies.
Storms the paint on the baseline.
Oh. And that'll be the first quarter. Huskies lead 18-8. Seems like the Lords have something to talk over here.
Can't help but wonder what the adjustments will be this time.
Yeah, I mean, the size difference, you can't get around it. You know, you can't coach size.
And it was a one-possession game at the last timeout, so it appears the Huskies, their plan is being put to action. It's working out for them. Whatever that plan may be.
Well, they took our advice, Connor. They took our advice, get down low, use the size, easy buckets.
Good thing they did. You know, I wouldn't always recommend everyone take my advice, but in this setting, I think it was the right call. This is why we leave it to the professionals who are sitting on the coaching bench, I suppose. Oh, we're getting a visit from the mascot.
Here.
How are you doing today? What's going on?
Of course, the Huskies mascot wearing 6'7" on his back.
Nice. Instinctually, I wasn't sure. There you go. Wasn't sure whether I almost said hello, sir, but I don't know how to address a dog.
You know, I've never seen a dog walk on 2 legs and fist bump people either. So I guess it's just the world we live in.
Do you think he pulled the sled here?
Maybe.
Mine's parked out back.
I've never asked how a walking husky gets around.
Yes, I suppose one of that size is abnormal enough. We can't project any expectations on them.
Well, the second quarter is just about to get underway here. Huskies lead 18-8. It's a 10-point lead for those of you that don't know. And you have to assume the game plan is going to be the same as it was heading into the end of the quarter there. Use the size, get down low.
Telia Campbell with the inbound. She sends it to Kathy Orlena. Back to Telia. She's patrolling the perimeter. Oh, pass into the paint there. Nice job of corralling it into the paint, and we have a rebound. Something to fight over there. And it will remain George Brown ball. We've got Zane Michael inbounding. She sends it to Jordan Dawkins. Into the paint there. And a steal, not quite. It goes back to George Brown. There's the steal there.
And I
outlet pass into Telia. Looking like Sue Bird with the pass.
I think the Lords may have caught on to the strategy here that the Huskies have. They're clogging up the paint now, not letting any ball get to Okogie down there.
Well, usually I leave the strategy to the professionals and the coaches. My on-court experience starts and ends in grade 6. 3 attempts, and it's good.
Wow, smooth as silk, that jumper by Dawkins.
Showing the 4-year experience there.
Brings the score up to 21-8, a commanding lead for the Huskies right now.
And Teely's open, attempt from 3. Ball sails out of bounds.
And the Huskies would be lucky there. Lapse defense there. Dawkins tried to get there to the coverage, got lucky on the air ball.
Zane Michael will be inbounding, and appears that will be to Jordan Dawkins. Taking her time as she comes up the court, assessing the defense. Nice pass. Oh, and a steal. Almost. Moving into the paint. And an attempt from 3. No good. Here's the ball went.
Goes out of bounds.
It appeared almost like the ball had gone off of George Brown, but they will give up possession here.
It did seem like that, yeah.
Searching for an option. Tight defense. An attempt from 3. There we go.
And Dawkins has found her groove. They cannot give her looks like that this game.
Telia sends the ball out into the paint. An attempt from mid-range, and it's good.
Is good. That brings the score to 24-10.
Off the bucket from Beatrice Johnson. Coming into the paint now. Oh, storming in, uncontested.
Wow.
Nice layup.
Just a wide open lane. That Durham defense needs to crack down just a little bit more.
They were tight on defense entering from the arc, but as soon as she got under the basket, there was almost no one on her. Got a pass out to the arc there. Nice ball distribution. Fake shot, and there's the attempt. No good. Rebound. There we go, slowing it down, bringing it back to Telia Campbell.
You know, Connor, you just see the exact opposite the other way. George Brown defense is absolutely insane right now. They're tightening up, not leaving anybody open. No easy looks for the Durham Lords this afternoon.
It appears Beatrice Johnson is acting as their big, and there may be a lineup change coming.
We got another timeout here. Coach is going to talk things over. The Huskies currently leading 26-10. If it wasn't out of control before, it's going to be tough for the Lords to get back in this one.
Is it me, or is that lead getting bigger?
I think the lead's getting bigger. I think.
I just thought maybe my eyes were getting smaller.
It looks to me that way. Jordan Dawkins now with 8 points. She's got 2 threes in this one already. She just looks locked in. She's shooting 100% from the field today.
Seemed to be finding her rhythm early, but she's come into her own here, and now she appears to be hot. George Brown is the first back out on the floor. Here comes Durham. They have possession. Durham will inbound the ball. That means we've got the ball back with Telia Campbell. She's going to see if she has any options here. Some nice defense, and out to the perimeter. Nice jab step, but it ends in a travel. And here we have Jordan Dawkins inbounding the ball. That goes to Zane Michael. Sends it out to Corinne Parker, who moves the ball onto Jordan, and she gets a basket.
Dawkins is going crazy in this one. That moves her total to 8 points in this game.
Nice ball movement here.
Sorry,
Tight
my
defense.
mistake. That was 10 points. That was her 10th point of the ball game.
And do we have a foul?
I believe that was a foul called on Dawkins.
That will be Sarah Jane LaPlante. Please attend the line for 2 shots.
She missed both her last time. Looking to do better on that one. Correct it a little bit.
And that shot is good. Got a second attempt now. And rebound. That goes to Telia Campbell. She's been hustling on the floor. She's got a couple rebounds so far. Jordan's got the ball.
More great defense by the Huskies.
Oh, she's calling something on her way up. She's setting them up. Using the pick she had there. Nice defense. The switching is incredible from Durham right now. They're doing very good team defense. Oh, and just as I say that, they leave someone open at the arc, and the shot's up. It is no good, but she gets a rebound. That will be Mariah Cross with the hustle effort.
George Brown doing anything they can to get a man open. All the ball
Sarah
movement.
Jane to Telia. She's swarmed. We've got a stoppage in play now. It appeared that Zane Michael was having a word with the referee there, and we have an injury, a player down on the court.
Unfortunately, somebody is down. That's not what you want to see.
You never like that in games like this. We'll have another timeout. Score is 28-11 for the George Brown Huskies. Oh, she appears to be getting up now. That is Telia Campbell. Hopefully she can come back into this game. You never like to see anybody injured, but she has been the heartbeat of the team's offense so far.
Right. It's always a good sign to see the player walk off on their own. The hope is that she will be able to make a recovery and come back to this game and have fun like everybody else is right now.
The most important thing right now is she is being attended to, and it appears she will be all right. Back to the game now.
6 minutes to go here in the first half of the ball game. 28-11 Huskies.
And we've got Tania Hutchinson inbounding the ball. An attempt from 3 and no good. Back to Tania. It's up and it is out of play.
The Lord's still looking to do anything they can on offense. They just can't seem to get very much going here. And the Huskies, they're just taking advantage.
A lot of nice ball handling and distribution, but we need to look for some finish from Durham. They've been doing well. They're hustling on the defensive end. They've got some steals racked up. And here's an attempt from Jordan. No good.
First miss of the ball game for Jordan Dawkins. You know that won't shake her. She won't let that one get in her head.
We got you. Sarah Jane's got the ball. Back to Sarah Jane. She's coming into the paint, and
2 shots. We're going to call a foul on that one.
was that a gather and an attempt at a Euro step, maybe?
You never know with the crafty, shifty LaPlante.
Attempt is up, no good. In a game like this, Durham really needs to take as many points as they can get at the line. As long as George Brown's going to keep sending them, they need to keep collecting them.
That's true. They need to take advantage of the free opportunity. That's why they call it a free throw, Connor.
And there's one. Coming up the court now. And we have a turnover. It will be Durham's ball. Pass went to Corinne Parker.
Not sure if this is the best thing to say, but I really don't know what the call was there.
Not sure exactly, but now we have Kathy Orlena inbounding the ball. She goes to Sarah Jane and back to Kathy. Attempt from Sarah Jane, and it's good. Nothing but net.
And now LaPlante is trying to get her team back into this game. The score 28-15 here in the second.
Outlet pass, collects the ball.
Ooh, and it goes out of bounds.
Can't help but think there, if it was gathered in time, they may have got that shot off. Not to fret though, they still maintain their lead.
Yes, but that lead is getting a little bit smaller here off that three from Sarah Jane LaPlante.
Sarah Jane inbounds. Out to Tania Hutchinson. She still maintains. She shoots from mid-range. Off the rim, rebound.
And I think the Lords need to look. They just need to get better looks. They're
Jacqueline
forcing up
Valencia.
shots.
Out to Michaela Hawkins. She walks right into the paint and is fouled.
Picks up the foul. She's going to go to the line. She looks to be okay on that one. Took a hard fall.
She came down with a thud there, but she bounced right back up.
Smile on her face. It's always good to see. She knows she's going to the line with that one.
It's too early to say if she's playing with a chip on her shoulder, but at least she can roll with the punches there. Keep a good attitude. Your mentality while shooting these free throws may be the most important thing. Need some focus here. About to send the first attempt.
4:30 left in the first half. First one's good. 29-15.
We've got a second attempt here. Here's that ritual we talked about. How many bounds? 2. And shots up. Oh, rebound. Sarah Jane with the ball.
And an immediate steal for the Huskies. That defense.
That would be Jacqueline Valencia. She's getting pressed.
And she's shifty. She's quick with the ball there.
Nice little handles and some points in the paint. That is Corinne Parker.
That will move the score to 31-15, and that paint dominance for the Huskies. Just too much for the Lords.
You know, you can send Amon Okoji to the bench, but you still have Corinne out there as an option. The paint play will continue.
No matter who's on the court, the size advantage will go to the Huskies. It's just something you won't get around.
And as the lead increases, we have a 31-15 George Brown lead. You know, with their paint in the play today, I can't help but remember that Jordan Belford quote, "I'm not leaving."
Sure thing.
They're living in the paint this afternoon.
You know, and that's where they're making their money right now. That's where the points are coming from. They have Jordan Dawkins as the option beyond the arc, but other than that, their points majority come through the paint.
It's an excellent job they've done so far. Durham will look to respond. Got 2 fouls each in the second quarter.
You know, they just can't find an answer so far. The Lords doing everything they can. Seems to be when they get down there and score some points, the Huskies come the other way on the fast break and make it look easy.
But after speaking to the coaches at Durham pre-game, you know they have a game plan. There is something in place to address this. We'll just have to see if they can execute it from here. Durham takes the floor. They'll meet George Brown, who's already out there.
Just under 4 minutes to go in the half.
Inbound to Jacqueline Valencia. Nice little step there. She gets around. She's moving up the court with authority. Down the baseline, back to the arc, pass out. Back out, outlet pass. She comes in, out to the arc. Just working on gathering here. An attempt from three, no good. Rebound Durham.
And that shot's off, but you just have to take a second and see that amazing ball movement for the Huskies, you know. That's the one good thing that came out of that play, although they didn't get any points off of it.
That was Aisha Lewis with the rebound, padding that lead in team rebounds. Got an attempt from the foul line here. Got Tania Hutchinson up and good. Just like we were saying, they're starting to collect those points from the line.
And that's Hutchinson's first point of the ball game here coming in the second quarter.
One more up and rebound. All right, Valencia brings the ball up the court. She's surveying. Some tight defense there. She manages to get the pass off, and that goes to Jamie Foreman. Into the paint, shot attempt, and rebound. Sarah Jane, oh, maybe it's not.
Unlucky roll, and we're gonna get a jump ball here.
Yep, there was a contested rebound. It appears Durham has maintained possession.
Durham looking to get something going if they can.
Oh, and LaPlante with the pass. It's bobbled, but Durham maintains possession. Into the paint we go. An attempt. And a
and they
travel
call it back
before the
travel.
bucket.
Wow. Would have boosted them to 18 there on the game, but instead got caught for the travel.
You know, with the way they've been storming the paint today, I would not like to be the photographer sitting under that hoop. We're coming up court now. We have a one-woman show, and she draws a foul. That would be Jamie Foreman. She's coming from TMU, bringing some experience to this Huskies roster. Shot attempt is up and good. You know, free throws come with reps, and she certainly has those reps under her belt. A second free throw. Coming out fast here. Oh, and a full court press on Durham.
Yeah, and you see that defense on full display here, that Huskies hustle, as I'll call it.
You should coin that before anybody puts it on a t-shirt. All right, rebound by Corinne Parker.
Fast break the other way, back out.
Michaela Hawkins brings it up the court, and foul. We've got a George Brown timeout here.
I believe that was a charge called there. She ran right through the Durham defender. But you see it on both sides, the fast break on one end, the defense on the other, that hustle by the Huskies on full display here this afternoon.
And do you ever get a chance to see it? The seated section here at George Brown gives you a nice view. You're basically courtside. You're sitting court level. You got a right good view of the action and the speed of the game.
It's fast-paced today. We picked up on that early on in the game, and it seems like the pace is going to follow through this entire game here.
A high-energy game indeed. And that will be the end of the timeout period.
Let's see what adjustments have been made by both benches here. Looks like Okogi's going to come back on for the Huskies.
There's that big.
It's just a great advantage to have the size, the length for the Huskies there.
It may seem puzzling on the surface when you consider that Durham's been making most of their attempts under the paint, although they don't have the size to quite have the size to match. You never know. They have that finesse under the basket. That may pay off. And this is exactly what we're talking about here. A nice attempt, a little bit higher.
It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog.
Or the Husky. Oh, nice little, she looked the defender off there. She gets into the paint, and there may have been a hand on that ball. Sarah Jane's calling for a passer, or for a, she's calling for a pass, and she makes it. More tight defense, ignores the pick. She has back to Sarah Jane. She makes her way down, mid-range attempt, no good. Valencia with the rebound. She's surveying for a pass, makes it up court. Jamie Foreman with the ball. She's on the baseline, and what a layup. Was that a reverse?
It was a reverse, forcing her way into the paint. The finish with the finesse. Unbelievable play there by Foreman.
Oh, tight defense, bounces off there. Valencia's swarming, and she caused a steal, and she gets it. Held him. All right, and we will inbound the ball. Here is Jordan Dawkins. It appears she'll be inbounded to Valencia as the rest of their offense sets up in position. And she does. Valencia makes her way up the court. Out to Foreman, out to Jordan, and there's a bucket.
Dawkins with yet another three. That'll give her 13. She's only missed one free field goal this afternoon.
I hear Dawkins, and I think Brian Dawkins in a no-fly zone, but she is letting those threes fly all day.
And if I were her, I'd keep letting them go too, because she just can't miss.
If it's not broke, right?
38-16 is your score with 30 seconds left in the half. And an unbelievable first half for the Huskies. This game may just be a little too out of control here for the Lords. Some things to talk over in for halftime.
All right, we have Beatrice Johnson at the line. And attempts up. No good. Second attempt here. Players assemble in the paint. It's up. And rebound. Oh, rebound Durham. There we go. That's what we're saying on the boards. You might not have the height advantage, but heart's a big part of it.
It's the tenacity there down low for the Lords.
Nice little crossover, working down the baseline. Outlet. And an attempt from three. They're trying to beat the shot clock there.
That's the shot clock there. Had to force one up there, and unfortunately just didn't go for them.
Okay, sometimes you have to throw up a prayer. You miss the shots you don't take, right? All right, and we're delaying the clock now, a smart move. Valencia makes her way up the court. She's got 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7.
And a shot up. Oh,
and that
Dawkins.
leaves 3.8 seconds on the clock.
Dawkins says, that's my bad, guys. She doesn't normally miss that shot, and she knows it.
And we got 3, 2, 1, and that will be your half.
What a half for the Huskies. George Brown absolutely dominated that first half, 38-16.
Can't quite knock either team here. Durham is racking up the steals. Hopefully they can start converting some of those in the second half.
That's true. Durham has the heart down low, the tenacity. Hard-working, gets the rebounds. We'll see how the second half goes.
As they continue to impress with the finesse.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here Here we go. First opportunity, guys. Drive to the left. Yeah! Now here we go. Set of free throws. First one. Just off. One more free throw chance here for Caroline. Oh! It's unfortunate, man. Everybody put your hands together for Caroline. The extra free throw doesn't matter. Caroline, you at least get to win this wonderful OCAA hat. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the OCAA Super Pass will be offered at every home basketball game. So be here for our next Huskies home game. Enjoy your halftime.
Looking at me like chuckling or like what the fuck? Okay. That's why I said I'm not fucking with. I just said I'm not leaving. That's why I said I'm not leaving instead of the whole line. Goalie mentality. Goalie mentality. I mean, football.
And with the sound of the buzzer, we are back.
Yes, we are. George Brown currently up 38-16 coming into the third quarter now.
Let's see if that trend continues or if Durham can close the gap.
It's going to be a hard one to close. They're going to have to work pretty hard in the second half to get back in this game.
Jordan Dawkins inbounds the ball to Valencia. Outlet to Foreman. Valencia, Foreman. And another steal. That's Durham's ball now. And now we've got Zane. Oh, back to Telia Campbell. Into the paint and almost lose the ball. They recalibrate. That's a missed attempt. Rebound, George Brown. Valencia's coming up the court with the ball.
Just good recuperation by the Lords there.
And to Jordan, nice pass inside, basket.
Wow. And that's just black and white right there. You know, the Lords looked a little scrambly on offense there, and the Huskies, calm, cool, and collected, just worked it into the paint for the easy bucket there.
You've got LaPlante and Campbell playing a little bit of give and go up the court. Back to Campbell now. She's making her way inside. Another layup attempt. Rebound, George Brown. That will be Michaela Hawkins on her way up the court. She passed it off to Corinne Parker, who comes down to the paint and loses it. Telia with the steal to Sarah Jane. Back to Campbell.
You know, I think I need to see a little bit more urgency here from the Lords coming in on the transition. You know, they need to catch the Huskies defense off guard a little bit more.
And there's a missed turnover on the play. Out to Jordan, back to Valencia. Taking their time coming up the court. Now that they're playing with the lead, there's no rush, just play smart. Out to Foreman. Attempt inside, there we go.
And at this point, Connor, it would be a pretty tough task to give up the lead the Huskies have accumulated here in this game.
And with that Michaela Hawkins layup, it just gets bigger. Out to Sarah Jane. Nice pick there. Attempt. Off.
LaPlante doing everything she can to will the Lords back into this game. That mid-range just a little bit off there.
Here's Jordan back to Valencia. They've got some good chemistry so far. Out to Foreman. Attempt, and it's a miss. Seems they're incorporating Foreman more this half. The team captain has something to contribute. There's been a few attempts so far. Nice pass into the paint.
Hard fall there.
She fights for it, and
It's
the
off.
shot. The shot is off.
The shot is off. It was off.
There's Valencia coming up the court. She's fighting for it. Cut somebody with those elbows, but she manages to get the pass out. She got it to Corinne Parker, who attempts to get into the paint and loses the ball.
Timeout here. Coach is going to talk things over once again. 42-16. What can the Lords do to make this game somewhat competitive again?
They can start converting off of those turnovers. We know they have it in them. They have some good athletes. We'll just see if it translates.
We see the heart on defense. We see the heart on the rebounds. We don't see the heart. We don't see the hustle on the fast break opportunities.
You have to wonder if they're putting so much forward on the defensive end that by the time they get that turnover and make it up court, maybe they're gassing themselves just to get possession.
That's true. And really, what do they have to show for it on the defensive end? 42-16 once again.
42-16 and a lot of steals. And that's the end of the timeout. George Brown says go team, Durham says go team, and they're back on the floor.
It's always nice to see the players not paying attention to the scoreboard, just going out there and doing the best they can, having fun. Sarah Jane LaPlante having as much fun as she can coming into that timeout.
A little bit of Dance Dance Revolution going on. Back to Jordan. Valencia out to Foreman. She goes cross court to Jordan. Attempt is up, and it's off. But rebound, George Brown.
The Lords
out
get
to
lucky
Valencia.
there. You don't see Dawkins miss that shot very often.
Nice recovery there. We got Foreman coming down the baseline.
Oh.
Turnover. It's another
Passed
one
it.
of those steals. Let's see if we can convert.
Passed it right to LaPlante there, and the Lords are going to have the ball in transition here.
There's Telia, back to Sarah Jane. LaPlante with the ball. Assessing the scene, and an attempt. It is off. And the contested rebound goes to Foreman. She's walking down, well, jogging down, but no contesting as she makes her way to the paint. Outlet, they circulate the ball around, and back to Foreman on the arc. Nice little crossover.
And the
and
drive
attempt.
in, and it's up and good,
And
but
that
no.
appears to be a
it's
charge.
called a charge on the play. Wow. Unfortunate there. The effort was there. It was put in. She drove the paint, got the bucket. Unfortunate call.
Ball's coming inbounds. Campbell brings the ball up, out to LaPlante. She's surveying, open on the left, and she drives, but she's met. Nice defense from Jordan there. A little bit of a dispute over what's going on here. George Brown, coach, remains on the bench, but he is asking for clarification from the ref.
He's not very happy with the call they got there.
That or he's asking for a big hug.
I doubt it's the latter there, Connor.
No, but you have to wonder, is he talking about the way with his outstretched arms, how they're wrapping around them on defense? Maybe he's saying there's more contact than the refs are seeing.
Maybe overlooked, over the back fouls just going overlooked here, and coach not very happy about that.
Oh, and there's a steal from Valencia. Out to Foreman, lead pass, comes down, and an attempt with a foul.
She's going to take two from the stripe. And again, you see the Husky hustle on the transition. Fast break, draws the foul, now a chance for two.
An attempt is up, and it's good. The experience showing she's clearly been practicing those free throws. Second attempt, and it's good.
And she's just automatic from the stripe. That's now 10 points in the game for her.
We've got Campbell with the ball. Back to LaPlante at half court. Nice bounce pass. Almost a give and go, but we hold place. Campbell's got the ball now. And she drives. It appears Valencia is having a word with Parker. Maybe they're setting up their defense for this next possession.
Michael. Number 8, Nicole. Taylor. And number 14, Oman Okoji.
And hard to miss is number 14 in the white and blue. Okogi just towers over the other players on the court.
Got some debate from the coaches once more, and the ball is coming in bounds.
You know that ball is going to go to the hands of Sarah Jane LaPlante as they're going to try to get something going here on offense.
She seems to be setting things up, but she was calling out to her teammates prior to the inbound, and there's an attempt, rebound. That would be Michaela Hawkins of George Brown with the rebound. She passes out Parker, back to Hawkins. And an attempt from 3. No good, but the rebound goes to Durham.
These Durham Lords have been held scoreless for almost the entire quarter here. Sarah Jane LaPlante leads the team in points this game with 7, but she needs help from the other team here.
Ball goes back into the paint. An attempt, she's smothered by the defense. Attempts to send it back in, but may have stepped out of bounds as she corralled that. George Brown ball. We've got the Valencia to Michael to Valencia. That is not Valencia. That will be Taylor. Michael's with the ball now. Back out. Storms the paint. And do we have a foul on the play?
Shooting motion was called. It's going to be 2 shots.
Got Zane Michael with the attempt. She lines up, having a word with the ref, and appears we're ready to shoot. It's up, it's good. Second attempt, ball's up. And the score remains 45-16.
If that free throw attempt was made, she would have gone from 5 points on the evening to 6 and 7.
I see what you did there. You know, Sarah J. LaPlante has been getting to the paint almost at will, but we're just looking at that finish there. She had a nice step under the basket with a missed attempt. Still, she appears to be the leader of this offense.
You know, you got to say it's not from lack of trying from this Durham team. LaPlante has been everywhere, all at once, it seems. Just not able to have the ball fall in her favor.
The heart certainly there. You have to wonder if other teams may have been a little intimidated by the score gap and given up by now. Durham is not one of those teams. Inbounds.
That's got to come down to the coach of Durham, you know, telling the team not to pay attention too much to of the score and just go out there and have some fun.
We got Parker with the rebound, defense all over, and we cannot keep possession. Ball goes to Durham. Now we have LaPlante inbound. She sends it to Tania Hutchinson. Back to LaPlante. Back to Telia Campbell. Almost loses possession, but they corral it.
45-16 here in the third quarter. 3:40 left to go.
Looks like George Brown is doing their best Durham impression. They're really looking for the steals in this half.
Working hard on defense, but all that's coming up is fouls for the George Brown Huskies, and it's going to be 2 shots for the Lords.
Telia Campbell up the line. Got an attempt here. It's up. No good.
If she can get this one to go, it'll be her first point of the game.
A little bit of confusion on the floor, but here we go. Shots up. It's good.
And that one goes. securing her first point of the game as the Huskies are going to take it up.
We have Zane Michael, and she sends it to Nicole Taylor.
That tip pass goes out of bounds. It'll be Husky ball.
Zane Michael inbounds. That goes to Parker, who has an attempt up.
And that's going to be 2 shots there for the Huskies. Back to back.
She draws the foul.
It's that physical play you come to see out of the George Brown Huskies there.
And the temp's up. It's good. Corinne Parker's second attempt. It's good. And we have tall players that can sink it from the line.
And you know, that's another big difference there. The George Brown Huskies doing a lot better from the charity stripe than the Lords in this game.
Telia makes her way down. She tries to enter the paint. Out to Sarah Jane.
But a called travel there.
There you go. And the crowd, look at the crowd celebrating there. They're into this game.
Well, they have to know that it's pretty well in the bag for the Huskies here. Unless we can get some late game comeback, which would be fantastic to see.
Can't always control the score of every game, but it's amazing when you have the fan participation despite the big disparity. We're circulating the ball now. That pass goes errant. Little miscommunication there, and it's out of bounds. Sarah Jane LaPlante with the inbound to Telia Campbell. She's setting something up on her way up the court. There we go. We have Tania Hutchinson, and she sends it to Aisha Lewis. Back to Hutchinson. The shot attempt, and do we have 2 shots coming?
That's another 2 shots right there. You know, if Durham's looking for a way to get back in this game, it will be the free throws. They're drawing a ton of contact down low. They just need to find a way to sink from the free throw.
And it appears that Hutchinson was noticed something from a fan in the crowd. It's always nice when you have supporters that will travel to come see you. More words with the sidelines. Attempts coming. It's up. Nice shot. It is in.
Aaliyah Johnson has been checked in for the Durham Lords for the first time in this game. She's going to be a big presence down low. Try to get the rebounds.
Shots up, out. Hits both rims, bounces out. Rebound Durham. Got Zune Michael coming up the court. She turns back, comes to the arc, passes out. And we lose control of the ball there. It goes out of bounds. Inbound for Durham. Oh, nice deflection.
Pass and a steal for the Huskies.
That hustle's really paying off in this second half. A little bit of communication amongst George Brown as they set up.
Stoppage of play there on a play that could have unfolded into something for the Huskies. No
Zane
matter,
Michael.
they get the ball back.
Zane Michael inbounds, gets it back, hits the arc, and turns it over.
And you saw Leah Johnson pick that ball up and just fight everybody off around her as she gets the ball to her teammates.
Back to Sarah Jane, attempt from 3, and it's off.
She just can't get it going here tonight. The Lords lean on her for offense, and when it's not going, it's not going.
Seems to have cooled down a little, but she'll keep trying. You have to break that slump somehow. Surveying the floor, moving along the arc.
Nice passing play by the Huskies.
The ball goes to Mariah Cross, who sends it back out to Nicole Taylor, and loses possession. Do we lose possession? Lose possession to Durham.
Contact, no foul called.
Durham on the fast break, looking for a pass. No, we'll keep it. And
Nicole
an attempt.
Taylor is down, folks. It does not look great.
You don't
Maybe
like to
she
see
can
that.
get herself up, get back in this game. The trainer onto the court here. She went down pretty hard. No foul was called. And for the Huskies, you have to be pretty happy about the way this game has gone for them. Now up 47-18 with 1:30 left to go in the third.
You really can't complain with a score like that. Of course, a coach is always going to have some tweaks and adjustments they like made, but they should have a lot to celebrate after this one.
And good news for the Huskies is Taylor is able to get up on her own 2 feet by herself and walk off the court. It's always good to see.
Good news for Durham is there's still some time left. We've got a minute, just under a minute 30 left in the third quarter, but we still have the fourth. It's time to mount that comeback. Telia Campbell with the attempt. It's off.
Connor, I don't know. I think it's going to take a water into wine level miracle for this game to come back. 47-18 is not a deficit that is easily comebackable.
It appears so. Telia seemed a little discouraged after that first miss, but she drains the second, and there's one more on the board. Making our way around the court. The ball goes to Mariah Cross. Attempt, rebound Durham. We're setting something up. Telia's pointing her offensive players into place. Back to Telia, nice handoff and stripped. Mariah gets the ball, coming up the court on a fast break. Turns, nice post moves.
And she tries to draw the foul there, but she can't get it.
Did her best, but to no avail. It appears she may, yes, it is George Brown ball. Inbound, corralled. Oh, nice steal. We got Telia up the court with the ball. She may pass it. She does.
And a
and
nice
a layup.
pass. Oh, can't get the finish.
Bounces out.
Time winds down here in the third. Just over 35 seconds left.
Good ball movement here. Recalibrating. And we move into the paint. An attempt is up. A little, was there a block? There appeared to be a block on that shot. And a steal.
Wow, the hustle by the Huskies.
A little hot potato going on. Nobody knows who wants the ball. A shot's up. One more rebound for George Brown.
For the Huskies, just getting the ball back and back again. They can't get one to fall here late in the third.
1 second left, and time will expire.
That's it for the third quarter, 47-19, as we're going to enter the fourth quarter. Last quarter of the game, just under 2 minutes.
You see Jordan Dawkins storms the court there to embrace her teammates. She seems very happy with their performance so far.
Jordan Dawkins should be pretty proud of herself so far. 15 points on the game. That leads both teams.
But nothing says leader like sharing that success.
Fourth quarter about to get underway here. 47-19 Huskies over the Durham Lords. And this will be, if they can hold on to the lead, George Brown's first win of the season.
Oh, a little word from the mascot there as he ducks out of view.
What a nice mascot, ducking out of the way of the camera there.
He even let me take a picture with him. You have to love Meet the Celebrities.
It's very true. You have to consider yourself lucky anytime you can meet a Husky that walks on two legs.
All right, we've got a rebound for George Brown. They make their way up the court.
We get a holding call on that one. It'll be George Brown ball.
Ball comes inbounds. We got ball sent back out the arc. Shots up from mid-range, and it's a miss. Campbell has the ball again. Really the floor general of this team. And do we have a steal? They maintain possession. It appears not.
The Huskies will get the ball coming out of that scrum.
Taylor Wood inbounds the ball. She sends it to Kathy Orlena. Oh, nice steal there. Campbell's got a fast break with no one in front, but a defender chasing down.
Layup.
Appeared there'd be a little contact there as she laid that ball up. Coming down the baseline, ball's out of bounds.
You expect basketball to be a somewhat physical sport. You don't want anything to get too out of control. And the Lords here in the fourth quarter are still hunting down the 20th point of the game.
Ball's inbounds. Out to the arc. Some ferocious elbows trying to get the defense off of her there.
The refs have been heavy on the whistle this game here. We see a lot of calls.
That we do. Back to Campbell up the floor. And
Stern rule followers here.
passes it. Attempts to send it into the paint, but Mariah Cross intercepts it.
That will be a kick ball for the Lords to inbound here.
All right, now we have Sarah Jane's got the ball back again. Out to Campbell. Into the mid-range we go. Out to the arc, attempt. No good. But we have the rebound. Sarah Jane puts one up. Another rebound for Durham.
And Sarah Jane LaPlante, 7 points on the day here, but she still has not found her
What
rhythm.
a three. There we have Tania Hutchinson from beyond the arc.
You have to wonder if we were getting that all game from her, this game would be a heck of a lot closer.
Oh, little shot fake there. Sends it out down the baseline. Out of bounds. Ball comes inbounds. There's Mariah with the ball. She comes into the paint and an attempts up with a miss. LaPlante rebounds out to Campbell. Back to LaPlante. She comes down and it is out. Rolls around the rim, but she can't get those bounces today. Can't knock the hustle though.
With that LaPlante rebound, that was her 8th rebound of the game. Number 8. Impressive stuff on the boards for Sarah Jane LaPlante.
She seems to be reacting to some of those misses, but the offense will still appear to run through her and Campbell. You know, a sport like this, between if you're missing under the arc, if you're or beyond the arc, if you're missing in the paint or the free throw line, this is basketball, but you need a memory, something like a hockey goal. You need to put things out of your brain and just focus on the next attempt.
Yes, I like to say a memory like a goldfish. They only have a 30-second memory.
That's a much better example. And we have an inbound.
Ted
Back
Lasso
out.
taught me that one.
Good show.
Good show.
It appears Durham could use some of that Ted Lasso positivity. All right, being swarmed on defense. She finds a way, sends it into the paint, and it's up and in.
What a pass by Sarah Jane LaPlante. The vision to find the open teammate down low off the spin. And just proving why she's the star of that team.
Got Valencia with the ball now. She's distributing it along the arc. They're trying to get it outside once more, and it is an attempt to pass inside. Back out to Valencia, back to the arc, and it's up. Rebound.
And it's just that
Campbell.
ball movement by the Huskies. Until they find somebody open, they will just keep passing and running around.
You have to wonder if she could have gathered, set her feet, if there may have been a different result to that shot there. Valencia brings the ball up court. Back out to Valencia. She will distribute it right back. Little travel there. LaPlante inbounds the ball to Campbell. Takes her time coming up the court. Surveys the D. And a contested pass. Durham maintains possession. Back to Campbell. Back to LaPlante.
Coming up on 6 minutes to go here in the game. As a foul is called, we have a score of 48-24. A big win here for the George Brown Huskies. The Durham Lords will now fall to 0-5 as the Huskies move to 1-3.
There is one good thing about the total score for Durham right now. Kobe.
It's very true. The Mamba, he never gave up, you know, and I don't think the Lords will either.
A little bit of confusion now. Campbell's communicating with her teammates and the sideline. She inbounds the ball, takes her time. There we go. Out to the arc. Back to LaPlante. Attempt is up. That's a miss. Off the rim, off the backboard, and down. Valencia brings the ball up after getting the rebound.
And yet another miss for Sarah Jane LaPlante.
Wide open into the paint. Mariah's shot attempt is good.
And the Huskies have broke 50 with that one. A score of 50-24, now more than doubling the Durham Lords score.
And that's Mariah Cross with the bucket.
You know, Connor, this game at one point was competitive. It was a one-score game at one point in the first quarter. Just got out of control.
You have to wonder, there's still some thick competition on the defensive end and on the offensive end. Both teams haven't quite given up on the effort. It's just the way the ball's been falling today.
It's true. It's very true. The Durham Lords couldn't find a shot to fall. Unlucky game for them.
Sometimes it might be your rhythm. Sometimes it might be the travel time. You never know what it is, but sometimes you just have those days. Campbell with the free throw. It's good. She's really racking up those points from the line today. And another.
That brings Campbell's points now up to 4. I believe all 4 were from the line.
Yes. Valencia's surveying the defense. Sends one out, deflected by LaPlante. Back to Valencia. Passes out to the arc. Nice ball distribution here. Oh, and that's a tip, out of bounds. Should remain Huskies ball.
If the Lords have one thing to take away from this game, it was their ability to clog the passing lanes as they do it again. Deflecting passes, intercepting passes.
I'm going to call you Kreskin now.
And And there was a foul called on that shot. That's going to be 3 shots for Valencia from the line. Valencia is still trying to hunt down her first points of the game here as well.
That's a miss. Shot is up. And it's out.
Unlucky there. She's got one more. Just an unlucky bounce in and out for Valencia on that one.
Gets encouragement from the teammates. Let's see how this goes. It's up. It's in.
There we go. She's found it. Point number 1 in the game here.
Plant with the inbound to Campbell. She comes up the court, taking her time. She has a methodical approach. Seems to really like to survey the floor.
Don't want to force anything. You want to let the play come to you. Shot clock winding down. They need to get something up here.
And it's up, but it's no good.
And again, it's just that defense from the Huskies. I feel like a broken record here, Connor. The defense from the Huskies has been phenomenal this game.
They're quite suffocating. They're getting hands in every shot. They're contesting everything out there. Can't help but wonder the juxtaposition between the two huddles, how the energy may be for Durham versus how the energy is currently for the Huskies.
You know, I'm not the Durham coach, but if I was, I'd just say, guys, it was a great effort tonight. You know, keep the energy up, keep your heads up. Don't let them know they got to you.
Play with pride, finish strong.
Exactly.
Durham takes the floor once more.
Most importantly, I think what was needed for both teams was a breather. They were both working very hard tonight. The game comes down to the last 4 minutes.
It's been a long game so far. We have a tick below 4:20 left. Score is 51-26 Huskies. Seems like we're setting up as Valencia comes up the floor. No need to rush. And oh, wow. Durham's fighting for those steals still. Oh, and a little bit of physical play there.
Right in front of the referee. You can't do something like that and expect to get away with it.
Even more important if you're on Durham is you can't react. She does a nice job of just clapping those hands and getting back to her teammates.
We got a substitution for Durham here. Aisha Lewis comes in. Beatrice Johnson comes out for the Lords.
Campbell with the ball. Back to LaPlante. And attempts up. And that one's out. Rebound for the Huskies.
Sarah Jane LaPlante continues to not let herself get frustrated with the misses tonight. She's just going to have to move on to the next one. Finish strong.
Some contact there and a hard
tumble.
landing on the floor.
A player from both the Lords and the Huskies go down hard, but they get up right away.
And we lose possession. Valencia corrals the ball. She's going up court after the steal. Slows down the fast break. Out to the arc. Outlet. And it's out. Fast break. Valencia's getting in front of her. And it looks like Durham may have mishandled the ball there.
Fantastic pressure for Valencia there. The hustle down on offense slows it down. She's a field general. And then to get back in time, the speed, to force the error. Fantastic basketball being played.
That was Aisha Lewis. Nice effort, but you have to wonder maybe she was hearing footsteps there. Valencia brings the ball up. A shot attempt.
No good.
That was Michaela Hawkins with the attempt.
And at this point, if you're the Huskies, why not let it fly? You know, no pressure anymore. Still around a 25-point lead.
Time to treat it like a shoot around, just see what falls. Nice pick there for Durham. Shots up, and it's good.
Durham.
Believe her feet came inside the arc there.
And that was only 2 points there. You're right, Connor.
Valencia brings it back up. That slow, methodical approach. No need to rush. Sends it out into the paint. Nice passing. Nice distribution. Nice basket.
The passing we've seen from this Huskies team all game on display fully on that play.
And Durham's been giving a solid effort on their side of the floor. I find myself saying the same names for who's handling the ball. It seems that the Huskies may have more comfort distributing and trusting who can really bring it in.
It's true, the ball movement for the Huskies has been immaculate, getting everybody involved in this game.
A little bit of confusion there. Aisha Lewis comes out, and so does Talia Campbell.
Minutes to go here in the game. 53-28 is the score. That one's off.
Shot from 3 and a rebound. That will be Ketsia Kapanga.
She tried to keep that steal in there, but just out of bounds, unlucky.
Kapanga had the rebound there. They managed to maintain possession. Some tight defense on the inbounds. That's Tania Hutchinson staying right in her face. An attempt from 3. It's up. It is no good. Oh, but they rebound and attempt to get the ball back out. Turnover. Durham ball.
Travel called there on the play. It'll be Huskies ball again.
Lost a bit of handle there. You have to maintain that composure. Valencia with the inbound.
You know, fun fact here, although Dawkins didn't play the third or fourth quarter, she still leads the team and the game with 15 points in this one.
That's what happens when you're dominant. You stay dominant inside early. It both deters your opponent and wears them down. However, it is rare to maintain that point lead from the bench.
It is.
We have Campbell just taking a minute, adjust the equipment, tying her shoes, and attempt from the line. That one bounces out. Here we have Nicole Taylor from the line. Second attempt. And it's in. Campbell brings the ball up. Nice little crossover. Edges the paint, outlet pass.
Ooh.
And
Not
that
a great shot there. It bounces off the rim and off the top of the backboard to go out of bounds.
Kayla Kudrow with the attempt. Can't knock trying. Valencia brings the ball up. Pass to an open shot. That misses.
1 minute remaining as time ticks down. 54-28. The Huskies lead.
Nicole Taylor with the defense. Does a good job of maintaining and rebound. That will be Kapanga once more. 40 seconds left. Valencia comes up the court. Taylor with the ball, passes it out. Hawkins down the baseline. Kapanga up, and there's a miss. Rebound Durham.
20 seconds now remaining. And it was a good effort for the Lords, but it was a better effort for the George Brown Huskies as they are going to take home their first win of the young season, now 1-3 on the year.
Quick stoppage in play, 8 seconds remain.
And the clear MVP of this one was Jordan Dawkins. 15 points. He went 50% from the three-point line. 6 for 9 from the field. And the Huskies get the win in front of the home crowd.
Sometimes you'll hear people talk about a game of 2 halves, but this was a complete game from the Huskies today as they take the win.
Absolutely. You hear the term back and forth. That is not a term you will hear to describe this game.
Unless we're talking about the steals going back and forth. That's one thing both teams had in common, a good effort trying to steal possession. Unfortunately, you can't convert them all.
Fantastic game, really fun game to call. Thank you for joining us. I've been Evan Crane on color, and with me, Connor Gillen on the play-by-play. Shout out to Zane Cherniak, MVP on the camera as well.
Have a great afternoon.
Thanks for joining us.